We've got NG Dagreat here at Wild Child Studios this evening for a chat with us about her music and life journey so far. So, how old were you when you first started singing, and have you always wanted to be on the stage?
I started singing, I think roughly at 5, or just like in the church, and we were called the Prosperity Kids. I think we were about 4 or 5, and we used to just sing in the church, just gospel songs and things like that. So just really early, and we used to sing at home just with my sisters, just
And how long have you been in the music industry for now?
officially, I've been there, like, I released the first single since 2018, but I've been singing officially since 16 because I used to be in a group called Praises Family, and we used to go around to sing for the church. We used to sing, maybe if you've got like a wedding, or if you've got maybe like a burial ceremony, just things like that. We used to go around to sing. So from 16 officially, but before 16 it was just like more like a church stuff. And from 16 I kept singing in the church, and I became a worship leader for a couple of years, for over 6 years, about 6 years. And I got my first single in 2018, and then I wasn't on serious, but I just didn't know what to do with the music. So I had the singles then. So round about before the pandemic, 2020, I got more into it more, and that's me here, still trying, believing, having faith. It's always faith, hoping on God daily.
And so you're a full-time musician now as of 2020.
Yes, by God's grace.
And so what were you working prior to your music career? What were you working as?
Yeah, before in 2016, I was a blogger. I used to blog from home because I had a new baby. I had a baby of about 3 months, and I had 2 kids already before that. So I was on maternity leave. So I used to work, as a purchasing and supply chain management manager at in Aberdeen City Council. So I used to assist the team with buying stuff and everything. So I was on holiday after having a baby. So that's called the maternity leave. And then I started my blogging. So I used to write blogs and post out and share on social media and things like that. So I used to use the Hootsuite, and then I did that for a couple of months. I kept writing and writing and writing. So I had it relate with me. And I used to speak about relationships. I used to encourage people to stay married and stay happy and try to keep their families and things. So I did that for a long time. And then in 2018, I had my first book, Relate with Me, and God's Love by Angel. And that very year as well, I had my first song, God's Love by Angel. So the God's Love by Angel book has got a single, and the Relate with Me book has got a single as well. So just from about 2018, I thought to start using my talents, and well, it's been a journey in music. It's been a journey. It hasn't been an easy one, but we keep trying and believe in God. So
And so how many books have you written so far since your first book you wrote in 2018? And can you tell me a little bit more about the books?
yeah, the God's Love by Angie is about relationship. Now it's just trying to let you know that love is not just enough to sustain a relationship. Now you would need God's kind of love, because the erotic love, the sexual love, the whatever love could fail you. But when you love someone like a sister, you know what? Or like your mom loves you, or like your dad, just like a natural love that's got nothing to do with sex, money, or anything. That's a God's kind of love, and God is just someone that we get to have life every day. Well, whether you pray or not, you get the life. You just don't know how it happens. You don't even believe in Him. He doesn't care. He just gives you the life. And that's the kind of love that you would need to be able to stay with a man or a woman. If not, you will get tired. So that's God's Love by Angel. And the Village with Me book is just trying to say that it's a continuous improvement on relationships. Village with Me. So now, you will be thinking, you know what? I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that. Well, it's about continuous improvement on the bad habits. So we know that we have the bad habits. Now he or she knows, we all know we have that bad habit. So we keep working on it. You don't think, oh, I've gotten there now. There's always something to work on. There's always shoots around the marriages, around relationships that we need to work on. So it's a continuous stuff. You just keep going, just keep trying. And if you fail out, that's it. If you keep trying, that's it. So it's continuous. That's what Village with me is about. And then the mystery is about my personal encounter. I had my baby fell off in front of the staircase, and I wasn't supposed to have a baby at home, but because I was sent back from the hospital, they thought I wasn't ready yet. So when I got back home, I was just quoting the scripture saying I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I kept saying that scripture. I kept praying, and I was telling my husband I need to go back to the hospital. And then he said, no, you can't go back because the nurses said you're not giving birth today. So by the time he knew it, I was just in front of the staircase. I just told him go and call emergency. And while he was doing that, my waters broke. And before he could go upstairs and come down, the baby was on the floor. So I had a cloth tied just around my waist. And before he could go upstairs and down, the baby had come out from my body because they told me that I wasn't going to have the baby that day, that I would have baby next day, or I wasn't dilated enough. So from that story, I wrote a book called The Mystery. It's very mysterious how the baby came out, how just a quick push in front of my staircase. Baby fell on the floor, and I was just praying for the baby. So it took about 45 minutes for the ambulance to come pick me up. And when I got back to the hospital, everything was fine. I didn't have a cut or a tear. Medically, I was fine. And when they checked Jesse, checked his brain, checked him, he was fine. And that was the mystery. So that begets the book, The Mystery. That's the miracle of how. So I put it in form of a book. It's like a drama. So it could be turned into a movie or whatever. So that's that book. It was just saying that, kind of praising women and thanking God for that mystery, that miracle of how the baby came out mistakenly on the floor and how I survived all that. So that's the third book. And the fourth one is about just a story for kids. The Tale of Dinah and Love It. It's about the jealous sisters. Don't be jealous. It's a family stuff and a family book. And then the other one, because it's two books in one. The other book is The Conversation of Michelle, Hillary, and Jesse. And it's just about family and things. So all the books that are surrounded around what I was promoting before online was relationships. So family, kiddies, dating. So Relate With Me, God's Love by NJ, The Mystery, and the other kiddies one. So it's just about family and things, and it's hard promoting that. But I'm not perfect, but people think you should be perfect, but it's not that easy being in that shoes where you're trying to build your own relationship as well, and you're assisting people and you're assisting yourself. So, and that's the reason I say it's a continuous improvement. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We all are working towards something, and that's just all about the book stuff. Sorry to a long story.
No, you've got 6 books to tell us about there. So what inspired you to start writing? Are you interested in anything like Shakespeare, or with drama, or what inspired you to actually start writing these books?
Yeah, I actually studied English literature in undergraduate, so I've got a BSc in English literature. Basically, we used to do Shakespeare's, old stories, phonetics, speaking. So we used to have about 15 books to read. And apart from that, you've got your textbooks, you've got things. So you list about books, and writing. So I spent 4 years in the uni studying that. So basically, that inspired me to write books. But I don't know how many more is coming or how it's gonna be working. But I haven't written since last year, and I don't know. It hasn't been easy. Hopefully, So it was just what I studied in school, in the uni, not school, university. Sorry.
And what's your most memorable moments in your career so far? Is it in music? Is it writing? When are you most happiest?
My most happiest moment is when I'm singing. Even if it's not in front of an audience, when I'm in that mood, and I sing out, I feel really happy. Sometimes if I get upset and I just hear good music at home, hmm, I just start getting, just start getting happy. It just happens naturally, long before I started singing. So music is quite therapeutic. So they are really my happiest moment. And when I get to spend time with my kids, not when they're angry or shouting, no, just when they are happy and when they are happy and when you're doing things, activities with them, and when you've got the money to spend as well. So when you've got money to spend, you're happy, aren't you? So if I've got money to spend, I think I should be happy with the kids spending money for them. And mommy pick up that for me. Can you buy that for me? And then you're happy to do that because you've got the money. So we're praying that God keep blessing us. You know what I mean? Bringing the money.
And so, well, thank you so much for coming in to chat with us. Obviously, we just wanted to let you share a little bit more about yourself, about your music, about your life journey. And is there anything else you'd like to share? Maybe where people can find you on Instagram or Facebook, with Spotify. Where can people find you, find your
Yeah,
music,
it's
YouTube,
just
etc.?
yeah, it's just to check around for Angie Dagreat. But I also use God's Love by Angie as my name, or Village with Me as my name. So the Village with Me by Angie was my first name. I never had to use Angie Dagreat. So it was my first name I ever used to relate with me. And then I used God's Love by Angie or Angie Dagreat. So if you just check out other platforms and hopefully you can see something that interests you. But nothing more, but just thank you for your time. And I thank all the listeners for listening. But hey, God is the ultimate through me. So if you can try, go to church, listen to messages and see if it can keep you connected to Jesus. But thank you for watching me and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, darling. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, and we're looking forward to working with you more into 2023.
Thank you so much.
Lots of love.